Could it be? For me, your man, Louie T, here on behalf of the NFC East Super Friends, here to go around the NFC East, but I'm doing it a little bit different this time, separating the playoff teams from the non-playoff teams. Didn't feel the need to cross-pollinate, but I say that assuming that the Commanders are playoff bound, but that's not a guarantee, and we're going to talk about that. The Eagles have already punched their ticket to the postseason. They're in, and more likely than not, they're going to be the NFC East Division champions. But let's talk about where we are with those two teams in particular and what they can ultimately do, where they have found themselves at this current juncture, and what the prospects for them, doing something big come January, potentially into February looks like. But in order to do that, let's go inside the odds, brought to you by BetUS.
Inside the odds.
Looking for a new book this season? BetUS has you covered. Fastest payouts in the industry. Get back up to 10% on your net losses twice a year as long as you were active within the last 6 months. And here's the big kicker. For new users, use the promo code YouTube150 to get you a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 and 125% on your next two deposits up to $2,000 when you use the promo code YouTube150. So I want to start with the Commanders. We'll save the best for last. Look at what they told us we were going to be before the season started. I hope some of y'all played that number right there, right? Hope some of y'all took those odds. And they weren't like that early in the season. Yes, they were. These are the odds from early in the season. So I hope you put down some money and won yourself a little bit of bread. They hedged their bets, right? Under minus 110, over minus 120. They weren't really trying to give away no money, for real, because they didn't really know what we were going to be. But they told us what they thought of us when they put the number at 6.5. Hope you cash that hoe right there. All right? We've already passed that 6.5, and we're looking to do something we haven't done since 1991. That's win 11 games or more in a season. 10 will get you in the NFC. 10 will get you in. The Rams are making things a little bit difficult, and the Seahawks could make it a little bit difficult. But I'm sticking to my guns. 10 will get you in. 10 will get you in. Seahawks and Rams have to play each other once more. Somebody's going to lose that game, and Seattle's probably going to lose another game along the way. We'll see. They're playing good football right now, but they got a tough schedule. They got Green Bay. They got Minnesota left, and they got to play the Rams. 10 is going to get you in. Damn it. We got 2. We got 4 to win 2. I'm looking to win at least 3 out of the final 4. At least, bare minimum, 3 out of the final 4. But you can't win 3, you can't win 2 unless you win 1 first. Got to take care of the Saints this week. You do that, you're sitting pretty at 9-5 with 3 to go. And I already told you, 10 is the magic number. 10's going to get you in the NFC. A lot of 6 and 6-win teams behind us. They ain't getting to 10. And if they do, their record looks real nasty. Their conference record looks real nasty. 10 will get you in. Got to get to 9 first. Like our chances to do that this Sunday, but can't take anybody for granted. Can't miss a step. Can't skip a step. Got to take care of business and take care of the opponents that are put in front of us. And the likelihood is, if things continue, and I think the Eagles have a chance to get the number 1 seed because I think Detroit's going to lose this week to Buffalo. We're probably going to be the 6 or the 7 seed. depending on what happens with Green Bay. We win on Sunday, they lose. We're the 6th seed. But we can see these Eagles, Lions, doesn't matter. We could see the Eagles 3 times this year. Very distinct possibility. They end up the 2 seed, we end up the 7 seed. But we got to get in first. They already in. Their ticket is already punched. We need to do the same, right? One game at a time. New Orleans Saints up next on the docket. Let's talk about the Eagles. Spend a little bit of time on the Eagles because lots been made of their situation. And let me say this. I like trolling y'all. I like getting your blood boiling. Y'all are so easy to rile up. You know, I call y'all bird brains for a reason because you got a pea-sized brain and you only use half of that. But I kid. I'm being serious today. I'm not here to troll you. I'm not here to get up under your skin. None of that. I'm here to spit facts, give you the reals. Whether you want to hear it or not, that's up to you. You may not even want to hear it from me. I don't care. All right? I gave your boy LB opportunities to come talk to y'all and bless y'all, and they ain't want to do it. So now you got to deal with me. So deal with it. So here's my message to the Eagles. You're 11-2. You the managers, right? Act like it. What are you doing? I saw so many Eagles fans trying to marginalize this whole situation with Brandon Graham and A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts and trying to make it as if it's nothing. You know what's nothing? Nothing is nothing. You know what I hear in Kansas City? Nothing. You know what I hear in Detroit right now? Nothing. You know what I hear in Minnesota right now? Nothing. You know why? Because they focused on football. They ain't talking about no off the field drama. They ain't talking about people chatting and flapping their gums and having loose lips in the locker room or saying some directed shit indirectly after the game. They ain't talking about that shit. That's the company you keep. You're in the elites. Chiefs, Lions, Vikings. That's where you stand. You're one of the elites, but you're not acting like it. You're not conducting yourself like an elite team. You shouldn't be talking about A.J. Brown's comments, what's wrong with the offense, passing. You know what he could have said? Hey, we gotta do a better job of maximizing our ability in the pass game. We got to do a better job of taking advantage of opportunities, and we're going to continue to work to do that in practice. He could have said that shit, but you know what he said? Passing. You know what that does? It leaves an opportunity for people to draw inferences. Don't come at me with this misconstrued bullshit. Don't come at me with, oh, they took my words out of context. No, we didn't take your words out of context. Say what you mean. Mean what you say. Right? You said passing. What's that mean? Well, you left it to the imagination of people. Then you can't get mad if you leave it to the imagination of the people to come up with what that means. That's the equivalent of a cryptic text, a cryptic, post on social media. You playing games for what? You're 11-2. What's that about? And then Brandon Graham, he should be ashamed of his damn self. He's a veteran. He knows better. And apparently, this is his move, right? Because AJ said he's emotional. And then Jalen says he knows better. He know better than that shit, right? And he had to go back and apologize. He spoke out of pocket. He was out of pocket. You ain't even playing. The hell are you doing? You know what you should be doing right now? Y'all should be talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Y'all should be talking about TJ Watt. Y'all should be talking about Russell Wilson and finding a way to make it 10 straight. A franchise record, 10 straight. That's what you should be talking about. Having a chance to go after the number 1 seed. That's the shit you should be talking about. Not this dumbass shit. But y'all caused this. This is self-inflicted. Because y'all got loose lips. And then you want to be mad at other people when they like, uh-oh, is there trouble? What are we supposed to think? Nobody brought this on y'all. Y'all brought this on yourself. I don't understand it. Look, we can sit here and make fun of the fact that you only beat the Carolina Panthers by 6. You won the game. 3 weeks from now, I always say this. In the moment, it doesn't feel good to beat a team like Carolina by 6 at home. That doesn't feel good. Guess what? In 3 weeks, we're going to do to that win. Just put it in the left-hand column. Ain't nobody going back through the archives and looking through the files and saying, oh, you only beat Carolina by 6. 3 weeks from now, when you the NFC East division champion, we going to say you beat Carolina. That's it. We ain't attaching no numbers to the shit. You just beat them. Y'all got to get out of y'all own damn way. That's y'all problem. Y'all are y'all own worst enemy. And the shit is going to unravel your season if you're not careful. This thing with A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts, it's a real thing. They're not beefing, but he wants the football. And Jalen Hurts ain't getting it to him. And he's open. And this shit can turn. We've already seen this man bitch and complain in a blowout win in the playoffs because he ain't getting the football. You think that you already know what A.J. Brown is capable of. If you think this is just the tip of the iceberg, get to the playoffs and have 108 passing yards and this man streaking open down the field and you don't get it to him. See what happened in the playoffs. It's one thing to do it while you're winning. It's another thing to do it if you lose or you're losing the game and he ain't getting the ball. At the end of the day, this whole little situation can go one of two ways. Either it can prove to be a galvanizing force, because they're going to get AJ the ball this game against the Steelers. I'd be shocked if he don't get the first play of the game, if it ain't a slant to AJ, a hitch to AJ. They getting it to him early, though. That first possession, oh, you best believe 11 is touching the football. And I wouldn't be shocked if he had 8 catches for 137 yards and a touchdown or 2 in this game against the Steelers. Wouldn't shock me in the least. And if that proves to be the case, because y'all going up against a corner that don't know how to keep his hands to himself. So at a bare minimum, you should draw at least 3 or 4 PIs on Joey Porter Jr. He's a hack. But that Steelers defense ain't no joke. And if you can't run the ball, because they can stop it now, if you can't run the ball consistently this week and it falls on Uno's shoulders and he can't get it done, this shit can go in the opposite direction fast. So this is going to be a gut check type of game for y'all. I want to see what y'all are made of. Because I think you're one of the best teams in football. As much shit as I talk, I respect the hell out of y'all work because you're consistent. I know what I'm getting just about every single week, and you do not disappoint. The only thing that y'all don't seem to have a good grasp of is how to keep your in-house problems in-house. Y'all want to open y'all curtains and blinds and let everybody inside of your damn house and let them know what the hell's going on. Close the damn curtains, man. Shut the damn blinds. Y'all are trying to sabotage a potential Super Bowl opportunity. You know these shits don't come around every damn year. Yeah. Health is not guaranteed. You know, everybody's not guaranteed to play at the certain level that they're playing at right now. We all know this. Next year ain't guaranteed. This opportunity y'all got this year, you can't F this shit up. Bickering about, AJ, you got over 800 yards and you missed 3 or 4 games, bro. I get it. I get it. You want the ball more, and you should want it more. That's what elite receivers do. They want the football, and he's open. I don't blame him. I mean, how many more weeks of this 118 yards, 108-yard passes shit are we going to keep doing in games that we barely scoring points? Like, I get it. But at the same time, it's a way to go about it, right? A.J. Brown can be childish when he wants to be. That's his problem. When he get mad, like, he didn't say anything reckless, but he caused a distraction that was unnecessary with his comments. You frustrated? It's a way to voice that. It's a way to get your point across without bringing undue attention to a situation that doesn't need it. 3 days, and he could be very moody as hell. We know he moody as shit. Because usually you give him 2 or 3 days to cool off. He comes back and he acts like ain't shit wrong. He's smiling at his locker. This ain't the first time he done this shit. But that's the type of shit that can sink a ship if you ain't careful. This team is too good to have that type of shit infiltrate the locker room and cause a distraction that is unnecessary. Like I said, he's either going to do one or two things. He's either going to galvanize y'all going to rally around that shit and play even better, or y'all going to go in the opposite direction. And as we know, with this Eagles team, it doesn't take much to start pulling at that fiber and that fabric, right? It don't take much for y'all to start going in the wrong direction. And I don't love your leadership. I don't think y'all love your leadership. You don't love your head coach. He ain't going to put the damn fire out. He ain't going to stop the bleeding. He's good at managing shit when it's going well. When shit starts to go off the rails, he ain't the guy you turn to and say, hey, stop that shit. Nip that in the bud. He ain't the guy for it. So I suggest y'all cut this shit out and keep playing winning football. Because if it starts going in the opposite direction, the coach you have is going to make matters worse. I expect y'all to beat the Steelers this weekend. And I think the Lions are going to lose. So you have a legitimate shot at that number 1 seed. Now, that's only going to pull you even with them. They still have a better conference record than you because they're losing to an AFC team. So you're going to still have to do work. But they still got tough games. They still got Minnesota late in the season, that final game of the year. So you'll have opportunities. But when it's all said and done, you got to take care of your own shit first. Because if you don't, I'll see you in 2 weeks. May even see you again after that. Anyway, this division is yours. You're the manager. I received another letter from the powers that be. I was going to share that with y'all today, but I want to see if y'all can get y'all shit together because some of the language in there was a little harsh coming from human resources and the powers that be. I don't want to, y'all, you know how fragile y'all can be, how delicate, y'all like a little delicate flower. You know how delicate y'all can be. I don't want to share that with y'all right now. That y'all head ain't in the right place to get that kind of constructive criticism. So I'm going to see if y'all take care of business. But if you don't this week, I'll be back. Look at y'all conference odds, right? Look at this. Brought to you by BetUS. Look at this. Look at the company you keep. We shouldn't be having this conversation. You have the second best odds in the NFC to represent the conference, as you should, right behind Detroit. They're at plus 135. You're at plus 260. Why are we even talking about this shit? You on a 9-game winning streak, and this is the shit we talking about? Again, self-inflicted. Nobody to blame but yourself. Anyway, I digress. That's going to do it for me, your man Louie T, here on Around the NFC East. I look forward to chopping it up with y'all next week. Of course, we're going to see each other next week. Duh. We play you guys next week. Hey, how about that? You got to come see us. Looking forward to it. But I'm concerned about the Saints. I'm focused on the Saints. I can't speak for you. You know, you got it good. Maybe you don't need to focus on Pittsburgh. I ain't got that kind of ability to not focus on the Saints. So I got business to attend to first. But I'll see y'all around. Until then, give a big shout out to BetUS for powering the stream. Use the promo code YouTube150 to get you 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 and 125% on your next 2 deposits up to $2,000. YouTube150 over at BetUS.com. Until next time, you guys, have a good one. Enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you guys next week.